So I guess I just want to take a moment of silence for everyone that's ever taken the UCAT or is going to take the UCAT. Yeah. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Raina on the Cusp. My name is Raina, and today for some reason I've decided it's a great idea to relive my UCAT experience. So I'm going to be talking you through my experience, how I felt, my score, how I prepared, and what to do if your exam hasn't gone as well as you wanted. So full disclaimer, I did the UCAT back in 2016, so it's a little while ago now, and this video is just going to be about my own personal experiences, so your exam might not be exactly how I found it, but I thought it would be useful just to talk about my own experiences, and if at least one of you feels a little bit more at ease, then my job is done. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up because I am reliving a fairly painful experience today. And please subscribe to my channel because I have lots more videos coming. So without further ado, let's first talk about how I prepared for the UCAT. What I did might not work for everyone, of course, but I personally did around 5 to 6 weeks and roughly around 2 to 3 hours a day, maybe closer to 3 hours when it was getting closer to the exam. For some people that might not be that much, or it might be a lot. It really is personal. So I definitely wouldn't worry about trying to hit a certain number of hours a day. You know yourself better than anyone, so just try and figure out how much you can realistically do. So for the resources I used, they were the 1250 UCAT book with all the questions in it, Medify question bank, the official UCAT materials, and I also did go on a Kaplan course as well. So I definitely don't think you absolutely need paid resources. I think now there are some very good free resources that you can get by with. However, for me, I definitely did think it helped with my practice because buying the Medify question bank, I had access to so many more questions, but I don't think it's vital to pay for resources in order to do well in the UCAT. I also did make a UCAT timetable for my preparation, so just a basic timetable in a Word document. And I just split it up into the days of the week and dedicated some time to each of the sections of the UCAT. So one of the very unfortunate things about the UCAT is that the lead up to the exam is in the summer and you are practicing for the UCAT over your summer after year 12. So I knew that I'd worked pretty hard over year 12 and I felt like I needed a break, so I made sure to enjoy my summer as well and try and do the things that I enjoyed. I definitely went away on holiday. I had days where I did nothing as well. So I guess I just want to say, don't let the UCAT take over your life and your summer especially. There is so much more than just revising for that, especially because there are so many unis that you don't need a ridiculously high UCAT score for anyway. I was definitely trying to focus on not burning out and doing too many hours of revision a day and trying to pace myself before the exam. Because of course I was working on my personal statement at the same time. I think I still had some work experience to go to. I think I might have done a little bit of year 13 A-level work as well. So there is a lot going on at the same time as your UCAT. So if you want to go on holiday, go on holiday. Don't feel guilty because someone you know is doing 8 hours of UCAT revision a day. Just do what you think is comfortable and that will be fine. So in the days leading up to the exam and the night before, I was just trying to relax, not overwork myself, because I definitely am a believer in that you can't really do last minute revision or it won't really show that much of a difference in your scores. So I definitely didn't do a mock the night before or anything like that. I think I just did a few questions in the morning and like took the rest of the day off. Try and do what you would normally do on an evening, whether that's watching some Netflix, cooking your favourite dinner, having a bath, make sure to do something fun. However, the night before I did make sure to know where I was going at least. Luckily enough, the test was at the same centre that I did my driving test theory at, so I was already comfortable with how long it would take me to get there, but I would definitely recommend checking that. And I'm definitely one of those people who struggle to sleep before an exam. I'm still sort of working on this. I think the night before I tried to go to sleep early, but inevitably I'll just be awake on my phone. Okay, so on to the day of the UCAT exam. I remember booking my test pretty much first thing in the morning because I like to get uncomfortable things out of the way. And you also do have to arrive 15 minutes early for your test, so make sure to factor that into your travel time. So I arrived at reception and it seemed pretty quiet on the day, not much going on. So you put your personal belongings in a locker before you go in, and I'd brought quite a few snacks, so I was really glad they were secure.
Stop! You violated the law!
And at the reception, they check your ID that you've brought, so I think I took my driving license, and they checked that it is really you who's taking the test. And then they gave me some instructions about the test to read, and I had to sign to say I understood them. And they also take your picture because I guess they need it for their records. And then I was taken into the actual testing room by the supervisor, and at this point I'm already sweating, I'm nervous, I can feel my heart rate, and I know that this is it. And I was actually put into a side room with a desktop, and I was by myself rather than being in the shared computer room. And honestly, looking back, I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, because on the one hand I was so nervous and sweaty and kind of didn't want anyone to see me, but on the other hand I felt like I was kind of locked away a little bit. But that side room was literally tropical. And then when I was sat down waiting for the test to start, the supervisor came and gave me a whiteboard and a pen, or they like to call it a laminated noteboard. So as to how I found the actual exam, the first section was verbal reasoning, and I was not looking forward to this. I'll be honest with you, the 1 minute instruction time is just 1 minute to kind of either panic or try and stay calm, and I think I was definitely panicking because I'm not the fastest of readers. So I just kept my eyes on the screen and I was hyping myself up for what was about to come next. I was praying it wasn't a really long passage. And that section didn't go too badly. I got a 680 in that. And then normally it would be the decision making section, but the year I did the test, they weren't marking this section. It was a trial run. So I'll be honest with you, I just kind of flicked through and picked a few questions that looked fun that I wanted to have a go at, but honestly I was just conserving my energy for the rest of the exam. And I actually went away and learned all about decision making so that I can make a whole video about my tips, which I'll leave somewhere here so that you can check it out. And then it was the quantitative reasoning section, and I was pretty fine with this. I did maths for A-level GCSE and I think this went really well. On the day though, I did find the questions a bit easier than when I had practiced, so I would just say you don't really know the level of difficulty you're going to get on the day, so don't be disheartened if you're not getting high scores whilst you're practicing. And this was the section I got 890 in, so pretty much peaked in the middle of the test, and then from here on kind of went downhill a little bit in abstract reasoning. Again, not a huge fan, I just struggle to see things in an abstract way quickly. You know, there's images that sort of pop up on your social media from time to time and it's like, spot the horse, and it's a really abstract picture and there's people that can spot them straight away. Yep, not me. And let's just say the flagging function was used quite heavily in the abstract reasoning section. And then last part of the exam is the situational judgment, and thank God we finished with that because I brought it back a little bit. I quite like this section. I think there's definitely clear principles and concepts you can learn to do well. I will have a video all about this section coming very soon. If it's not already out, I will leave it again up here so you can check it out. Oh, and I got a band 1 in this section, so. Honestly, the 2 hours of the exam, they were over in the blink of an eye. I felt like I went in and left within seconds, but it's just because you are concentrating so hard and you've got the adrenaline and you're just thinking about every question and there's really no time to rest. So probably the best thing about the UCAT, if there was to be one, is that when you walk out of the exam, you're pretty much straight away handed your results. So I came out, I was still kind of on a high, didn't really know what had just happened. It was a blur. And I got an envelope shoved at me with my results. And I will leave my results on the screen now so that you can see them. I got an average of 740 and a band 1 in the SJT, so I can't complain about that score. My worst section was the abstract, got a 650 in that, but quantitative pulled it back with the 890, so if you find on the day that one of the sections hasn't gone as well as you wanted, don't focus on that, just keep going because other sections can average it out. And I do appreciate that the UCAT is a little bit different this year. You can actually sit the test at home, so I will leave links to both the online candidate guide and the test centre guide in the description box down below so you can get all the up-to-date information on testing this year. So what do you actually do if your UCAT hasn't gone as well as you wanted? So I just want to say it's definitely not the end of the world. The UCAT is just one part of your application. There's your personal statement and your grades as well. And every university uses the UCAT in a different way and they place a different weighting on it. So if it hasn't gone as well, you need to be strategic and apply to those unis that don't consider the UCAT as much. Now, I know sometimes this information isn't that easy to find. Sometimes unis don't disclose it on their website. So a brilliant account on Instagram called We Are Medics actually posted a really clever solution to finding this information. They posted about something called a Freedom of Information request. So this is actually where you can write to the specific unis that you want to apply to and request UCAT scores or any other information that you want to find that isn't readily available on their website or on the internet. And I'm pretty sure the universities have to respond to this request in one way or another, so I would definitely check out their post. I will leave a link to it in the description box. So that's it for this video, guys. I think that's pretty much what I wanted to say. I hope you enjoy me talking about my UCAT experience. I know that it was a little while ago, but hopefully a lot of the things will still be applicable now. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you all again in the next one. Bye!